Wilkinson said, a massive win for Leeds in the 8th. Leeds were average again, but took advantage of Salford's rent a victory Hastings being missing. From the sounds of it, Child didn't have a great game. As the Leeds fans I trust gave a fair opinion on the ref, said he dropped plenty of clangers against Leeds. However, Ian Watson blames Child for Salford loss. I'm still ever to witness a ref make more mistakes than the players. But they're all part of the conspiracy.
Yeah.
All of them.
If you read the piece that Gareth Walker did in the Mirror over the weekend, which I highly recommend to anyone listening to the show, where he sort of reported back from his time with the match officials a couple of weeks ago. One of the things
T-shirt and everything.
Yeah, one of the things that came out of it was that the referees, it underlined this point that the referees don't want to be the people that decide the game. So whilst there might be decisions throughout a game that you think go one way or the other, it's the decisions at the end of the game that matter. And in this game, there was a decision at the end of the game that the official made. But I don't feel like the official had much choice. There was head contact, and the player egged it up to a sufficient level where the referee had to give something.
He had to do something.
Head contact before the ball was lost, so he kind of had to give it, even though it was a fucking joke that Richie Myler thinks he can step on a rugby league field and perform like that. But there's people who do it all over the league. There's people who do it in our team, in my team, in your team, in everyone's team. So we can't get on too high of a moral high ground with it. But to sort of turn around and say, my mates say that he was against Leeds, and then Ian Watson says it's Child's fault that Salford lost. I think, let's say, all of you need to remember that last point that Rich said, which is, the ref doesn't make more mistakes than the players. And maybe Richie Myler made a mistake here, a mistake in judgment.
Yeah, I think so. And yeah, it's hard to have too much hold water because, don't forget, these are the best refs that we've got available. They aren't hiding. There's not a whole bunch of secret refs that are just stood around waiting for other games.
Well,
these are the best ones that we have available.
£250 bonus, then everyone will be picking up a whistle, won't they?
Exactly. Yeah. But the idea, and you've touched on it before, I know, but the idea that the RFL could organise a conspiracy to this big a level is so unbelievably laughable that just tells you it couldn't possibly happen. They struggle to organise under 12s competitions. How are they going to organise a conspiracy involving at least 100 people?
Yeah.
How are they going to do that?
No leaks when everyone in rugby league knows everything.
And keep it
how
quiet
many people think they're in the know about
everything
in rugby league that goes on? How many rumours leak out? Everything leaks out in rugby league. It's too small a community.
There's never.
This apparently.
How many genuinely surprised news stories have there been?
Yeah.
About 3.
Yeah.
And and then it's bizarre, and someone claims to have known something. Yeah. The idea that the RFL could confidently organise a mass, international conspiracy to keep what they want happening, but it's a conspiracy that's got so many angles as well. Because one week they want Toronto to win everything, another week it's a Leeds conspiracy, next week it will be a Wigan one. Is there any? I suppose there isn't a conspiracy for get West Wales Raiders to Super League. That's the only thing they haven't done.
No, but we'll come, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right. Salford never were ahead in this game until the last 5 minutes. And then... Sorry, we're never ahead in this game. Let me rephrase. They were never ahead in this game at any point. They had a chance to kick a drop goal that was charged down by Matt Parcell with a couple of minutes left to play. And that proved as crucial as the penalty that followed up at the other end, really. Do you know what I want to say about this game? Forget about the controversy and stuff. Leeds scratched to an ugly, fortunate, somewhat win against a Salford side that didn't have Junior Sow, that didn't have Jackson Hastings, that didn't have Lee Mossop. I'm sorry, Leeds, but this does not convince me still. You're safe now, probably, so congratulations on that. I'd still be worried about next year, about what's to come.
Yeah.
Although
because
rumours of
If anything, you don't have the second chance as much as you do in the Super 8 format. Once if you're plummeting and you're in free fall, you're going to go.
And making the top 5, it looks a long way off at the moment. They've got a lot of rebuilding to do there at Leeds Rhinos, and this shouldn't fill anyone with any glee or confidence or good feeling at all. I would suggest. Tom Briscoe, 2 tries, 103 metres, 2 clean breaks. One of his tries was one of the things that stood out from the highlight reel from a very positive point of view. Jimmy the Kind Horse also scored a decent long distance try, a try for him in 100 metres. Dom Crosby was the standout for Leeds, 123 metres, and the match reviews I've read have all picked him out as one of the big performers, so well done to him as he's looking to find a new start in his career. For the losing Salford side, Daryl Alforts with a try in 119 metres. Joey Lussick, who's rumoured to have got a new deal sorted at the club. 1 try assist and 43 tackles, so a bit of both ways from him. And Lama Tassi, 110 metres. Widnes versus Halifax. This was on TV on Saturday afternoon. It finished Widnes 26, Halifax 12. It was only 10-6 to the Vikings at half time, and really they never really pulled away in any convincing sort of fashion. 3,372 watched. A vocal small cluster from Halifax and a group of 3,000 or so from Widnes. Gareth Hewitt was the referee. What did Alan have to say?
Yeah, Alan, or Shoddy and Mungo, said, "I'm delighted for Paul and the other long-suffering Vikings to finally get the 2 points. Too little, too late, obviously, but a win is a win."
Paul O'Brien said, "At last we have finally won a game. Not sure I can remember our last. It's been that long. It was Coventry in the Cup, wasn't it?"
It was Coventry, yeah.
Still not convincing, but at least it's a win. Halifax played well. Hewitt had a poor game for both sides and made some strange calls."
Rich Langley says, "I will be among those in future years who can say I saw Widnes win a match. Other than that, pretty uninspired overall."
Ludo O'Brien, so Rich Langley sent in a pseudonym one, I think. "We're back. Roll on to the £1 million game. Win that and back on track. In Franny and James we trust. Hashtag Widnes till I die." No Widnes fan is saying that, I assure you, Rich. Okay, what's the last one?
Mark Butler says, "Hooray, let's face it, this win for Widnes can't be described as more than just about good enough, but there was potential for this game to be a disastrous end to a disastrous season, and survival hopes last for another week. I've spent time since imagining back to away wins and a jaw-dropping triumph in the £1 million game, living proof that you can convince yourself of anything."
I'm still not convinced that the referees made the right call ruling out Shane Grady's try. I think there was a little bit of a push from Johnston in the build-up on Mellor, but I don't think it was kind of anything other than just a coming together as people chased for where they thought the ball was going to land, and both of them were a yard or two away from any chance of getting near that ball when Grady plucked it off the crossbar. And if that had gone the other way, I don't know what would have happened in this game, if I'm honest.
It would have been game on, yeah.
Well, to go behind, to a bit of a bounce of the ball against you as well, Widnes just would have felt...
When your heads are down, yeah, you just dropped at that point.
Anything? Did you take anything from this game? Kristen Inu probably a little bit too good to be playing Championship part-timers?
I think, yeah, Kristen, he's just not that Inu. He's just not that into the Championship either. So yeah, I didn't see much more of this, but yeah, I think this was always going to be that way. But as you say, it could have gone the other way. But it's not particularly. It's not something I'd be to celebrate. I'd probably be celebrating as much as St Helens celebrated the League Leaders Shield.
A couple of nice touches from young Joe Lyons again as he continues to develop. Other than that, not much to report on. Pretty uninspiring game from my perspective. I just think Halifax had a way of releasing the pressure on Widnes every time, but Widnes were just not good enough to actually run away with it like any other club probably would have done on the pattern of the play. So well done to Halifax for sticking in it, well done to Widnes for winning. Kristen Inu, 2 tries, 1 try assist, 12 tackle busts, 2 clean breaks. Pat Arvan, 2 tries, 1 try assist, 104 metres. Chris Houston, 40 tackles, 18 of which were marker tackles, 109 metres on his farewell career appearance. Only 1 penalty conceded, so that is half his average this year per game. So well done to him. For the losing Halifax side, James Woodburn Hall, who I sort of remember him being a far too undersized centre or standoff for London, but he played on the wing in this game and was actually quite impressive. One try.
When he first came in, he was a centre or a winger.
Yeah.
When he very first came in, but I think he has gone back to that since he's been up in the north.
Yeah, 1 try, 5 tackles, 108 metres, 2 clean breaks. James Saltonstall, who continues to impress, 1 try and 136 metres. Jacob Fairbank, 53 tackles. Toronto versus Toulouse followed that game, and it was a very tense game. It was 8-all at half-time. It finished 13-12 to the home side, Toronto. Conspiracy theorists will have loved this one. 7,923, and I can confirm it did look like there was 7,923.
It looked rammed, yeah, and they were making some noise as well.
Yeah. Especially in that second half, like trying to put it wasn't canned noise this time when they were doing the Wolfpack chants. Tom Grant was the referee. He might not come under as much scrutiny as his in-goal touch judge might do for this game. But what was the first fan view?
Yeah, Rich Langley says flashes, but overall both of these will struggle in Super League. Hope I'm proved wrong though.
He said this a few times. I think the problem is you got to remember. They're not going to be exactly the same as they are now, even if the personnel stay very similar.
They will strengthen
level, yeah.
Yeah, and they will raise their get. So they'll make either side will make a significant number of additions. So you're looking a minimum, I would say, of half a dozen players will come to supplant what's got them there.
Genghis Campbell said, probably the most exciting, if not best, game we've seen at Lamport Stadium, and this was before we got home and saw the cannibalism, dislocated fingers, and try that wasn't. I thought Toulouse looked gassed at 50 minutes, but they came back strong with a Robin try, and the crowd probably kept it at 12-12 by booing Bartow's conversion attempt wide. O'Brien did what O'Brien does for 13-12. Also, #free Ryan Brierley. Is he injured? Where is he?
I don't know. I've not heard anything. Maybe he's been in prison somewhere in.
He's scared that he might have to play Super League opposition, isn't he?
Yeah.
Coming to a League One side near you. Anyway, Paul Mack, what did he say?
Yeah, soon. Well, maybe he's going to sign for Bradford next year. Join. They're stockpiling halfbacks. Paul Mack _78 said those arguing against the video ref in RL lost their case in this game. Very much so. Mason Caton Brown's try cost Toulouse dearly. Also, think you'd go far to find a more entertaining team anywhere in the rugby league world than Toulouse.
Yeah, I'm on board with that.
I'm definitely on board with that. Yeah.
Wakefield at the moment.
Just to plug a sponsor. I will definitely be picking myself up a Mascot Browns Toulouse for a day t-shirt for the t-shirts. Yeah, I'm definitely picking because they're going to be at Coventry Bears this weekend, so I'll be definitely picking up one of those.
Hold on a minute. You're not buying it through the affiliates link. When you go, right, tell them that this is being bought through the affiliates link, even though it's being bought in person, and see if they sort that out.
I'm not paying shipping. I'm not paying shipping for something I can get in my hand.
No, I know, but sort it out for me, Tim. It's all going to go to the Sussex Merlins and other community clubs. Another win for Toronto, but a game. This is Paul O'Brien. He said another win for Toronto, but a game they could easily have lost, and a game that didn't lack controversy. A try that shouldn't have been, despite the in-goal touch judge being in position, and a bite on a Toulouse player could have cost Toronto. But Toronto will be happy with another win, and Toulouse will be ruining missed chances. Have we got any more on this one?
Yes, we've got one more. Martin Simpson.
Friend Martin.
Yeah, said game started at a higher pace than I'm used to seeing. More impressively, it didn't dip much, and neither did the temperature.
Yeah.
Watching it back was less enjoyable. Bussy gave the naysayers their weekly ammunition. Yet again, I mean, he gave more than ammunition. He lit the fire and watched the touch paper blow. Yet again, more negativity than a Saints Trophy presentation. Games are great experiences. Chatted with both teams, staff, players and officials. Tara Jones spent some time with my daughter. She now has a new hero.
That's amazing.
That's brilliant.
And we look forward to the Simpson family season wrap up soon as well.
Just getting another tea delivery.
That's exciting. What did your dad make of the Wolfpack's controversial victory? Any views?
He's just disappeared out of the room as quickly as he came into it. He's very fleet of foot tonight. He normally hangs around for a chat.
Definitely, that try was not a try. And I don't understand how the in-goal judge and the touch judge, who both had good eyes on the situation,
they were both so close to it. They had a better view than anyone in that stadium.
Definitely.
So if between the two of them there wasn't at least doubt,